Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más seremos miles, crecemos en número, en solo un trueno ves horizontes, seremos miles, y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más allá.
stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, we gon' party till we black out. So get the fuck up. So cover and duck, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, we gon' party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
Follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this unlove, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not don't know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Ways to shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution.
Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want, baby. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want. Just give me what I want. Give me what I'm looking for. Just give me what I want, baby. Just give me what I want. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want, baby. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want. Just give me what I want. Give me what I'm looking for.
Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad y más me convierta en rayos y más allá. destruyendo los horizontes. Seremos miles, más y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Más y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, más y más
Get up. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now. Leave the party till we black out. So get the fuck up. So cover and duck, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now. We go party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
Follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this unlove, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. Let me be myself. think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. With the revolution. With the revolution. With the With the ground beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. With the revolution. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. With the revolution.
Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want, baby. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want. Just give me what
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the slight delay. Ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the slight delay between sessions on the spectator mode. But we are live here on the spectator mode. But we are live here. ACC special event here at Simplay. The ACC special event here at Simplay. Should be an absolute cracking event. I'm Matthew Duffin, joined in the commentary box by Jamie Brazier, joined in the commentary box by Jamie Brazier, not racing tonight. Evening, Jamie.
Good evening, Matt.
How are we? You well?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We've got 17 guys. We should end up with 19 guys. We are live here on the sport. Just looking through the list, we are missing Liam. We do have a special guest on the way, I do believe. So we should have 19 guys here today for this event. The special guest, he's a regular on the channel. You may know who he is. I'm going to give him. He will be in a short moment's time. I can only imagine. 2 times Constructors' Championship winner, 2 times Drivers' Championship winner. Beat Jamie at Ruapuna Park, as I'm led it's now pronounced. We all know who it is. It's the one and only Mr. 2 times himself, Gary Leach, will be joining us on the grid. A late entrance into this race, Jamie. That should throw up a few spanners.
Yeah, so that should throw put a few spanners in the work, and let's say we don't know how quick he's going to be. Haven't seen much of him on a circuit course, so it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Indeed it will, and indeed it's going to be brilliant to have the 2-time champion on the grid with us for this race. Then we've got a whole list of drivers on this grid and a whole lot of manufacturers, but the main dominant car being the McLaren, as we see on screen at the moment with Andy.
Yeah, so the McLaren, from what I've seen around Silverstone, looks pretty quick, and definitely seems to be a favourite amongst the drivers.
Indeed it does. So let's wait and see what these guys can do in just a moment's time. Then, as we have Andy, regular commentator here at Motive in the Pro-Am, who's currently pole position with a 201.1. Rabbit Joe is in the Porsche. Now you'll see a lot of custom liveries. You'll also see a lot of liveries that you may see in the real world. Emo Guy as well is in the McLaren, similar livery to Andy, just different colour. G able to qualify in the pink and black Mercedes-Benz. Mazda in his orange Mercedes-Benz. Peaceful Explosion in what I've been told in the party chat earlier with his chrome red helmet is the massive chrome Speedy Gonzalez machine, so I'll have to see what he can do. Smoky Devil is in the Ferrari with Monkey Boy in the Bentley. Interesting choice for Monkey Boy. Welsh out on track in the Jenson Button coloured McLaren with DJ Phil in the Mercedes-Benz. Sooty Apex in his green Audi. Lucas Roth is in the Aston Martin there, the chrome green and blue. Phil in the McLaren with Fury in the Bentley. Dean Musocki in the McLaren. Daniel Francis in his Ferrari. And there is Mr. 2 times himself, Gary 131. The only man we're missing is Liam with 40 minutes left of qualifying. He should be able to get in, so let's hope he does. But yeah, this could be an interesting race tonight.
Yeah, so this could be very interesting. So some of the people, we don't know what they're like on ACC, so there could be a few surprises.
Indeed there could be. So this could be an interesting. How come you didn't want to race, Jamie? You just fancy the commentary box tonight?
Well, the thing with ACC is it's a lot better to drive on the wheel, and it's very hard to drive on the controller. So it would just be a complete and utter nightmare for me to race.
Obviously the race format tonight being 1.5 hours, so it's a long old race as well, and I know you stand up to race, so a long old race standing up is not going to be the easiest thing for you.
No, but so I've stood up for 2 hours and 40 minutes, so 1.5 hours, nothing.
As we've got 13.5 minutes left of qualifying then, as Gary 131 has had a spin. Then it's a 1.5 hour race, 20-minute qualifying to set the order of the grid, and it's currently set by the pace of this man, 2:05 at the minute. Peaceful Explosion only 1.5 off the back of him, so he's setting some pace. He wasn't very optimistic, only unwrapped the game the other day to have a quick go. A few of these guys brand new to the game, so it's going to be interesting to see what these newcomers can do. You'll see a lot of red numbers out there for the amateur division, unlike Emo Guy who's in the Pro, Mazda and Donna in the silver, and Mr. the Only G in the silver category as well. But a lot of guys out here. But let's take Mazda and G out of this one. In fact, Emo Guy as well. He's played the game quite a bit. He's a regular on ACC. Bar them three guys, who are you looking at as potential winners or people that could do well tonight?
From the looks of it at the minute, I'd say Peaceful Explosion and say Phil, but say half the field haven't set times yet, and say some people could just be doing a slow outlap, just getting a feel for the car. So we'll just have to wait and see. But at the minute, it looks like Peaceful could perhaps be right up there.
Indeed, it does. Now, mandatory pit stop in this race. You have to change tyres as well, so that is a must. A mandatory tyre change, something that we don't normally see here at Simplay on the Project Cars 2 platform. So a mandatory tyre change being a must is crucial to make sure you get your pit stops right. Currently 9 people have set times. JR Sim Racing in the chat, G should be in the 58, so let's keep an eye out for that. Chris Pishuk, apologies if I've pronounced that wrong, he's cheering for Emo Guy. Ransdolph as well, he says go Emo Guy, good luck. We've got Motive Racing in the chat. Daniel Francis is making his first race, as is Welshie, Sutty, Lucas Roth, Dean Wasocki, Phil, Rabbit Joe, Monkey Boy are all making. I don't know about Don or DJ Phil and Fury. Gary as well is making his first ever proper event race, not just a quick 20-minute race online. This is the proper first event on ACC, so it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do, Jamie, throughout what is such a long race.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot of just keeping focus, and it's not like our usual races, like a half an hour race where it's a bit shorter. Say this one's a bit longer, so they've got a lot more time to decide what they want to do, sit behind the car and kind of just plan their moves.
Now, we have actually lost a driver from the leaderboard at the moment. Daniel Francis needs to make sure he can get back in, as we have lost him at the moment. So maybe a change of car for Daniel Francis in this qualifying session. We'll have to keep our eyes out for that. But Mr. Two-Time here looks like he's going to...
Mazda just hit the wall.
Oh, Mazda clipping the wall. Gary then not setting a time yet. Neither has Dean Wasocki or Fury. Lucas Roth not yet set a time. Neither has Sooty Apex or Smoky Devil. And Mazda into the wall. That's not what he wants. 4.8 off the back of the leader. The only G who's done a 1:59.1. So Mazda really needs to make sure he can get some timing in that Mercedes-Benz and get some pace going already. Down in P8, 4.8 off the pole time. We know Mazda's a quick driver. And coming into Season 3 of Project Cars, Mazda one you're keeping an eye on?
Yeah, he's always got to be one you're keeping an eye on. He's, no matter what car he's in, he's always there, always lurking about.
Indeed he is. He's going to be one to watch in Season 3. Obviously Simplay Racing, Mazda and Keegs in the track in the BMW M6 they've confirmed, but this is Mazda, so come the start of the season anything could happen. And don't forget, the guys get to change car several times before they don't have to, even though they've confirmed the car, they can chop and change before the season starts, and then they get till round 3 of the season to change car. And after round 3 it will be if you want to change, you lose all points if you change car in the first 3 rounds. After round 3 you're stuck with that car for the rest of the season. So let's hope and pray. As we've got car number 18th place is coming back into the session. Gary's done a time, it's good enough for 11th. Now is Daniel Francis then going into the McLaren here?
Yeah, so I believe that is because the numbers I've seen so far for Daniel Francis are 13 and 14, so yeah, and it is him.
Yeah, it is Daniel Francis then in the car, blue and orange for his beloved Shrewsbury Town, who he supports very closely then, or just awaiting Liam Bostock, or that Bozzy Boy as we know him, into the session. Guys, 14 people watching. Let's hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Andy's currently second place. He's just gone back to the pits. Peaceful is currently third, nearly 2.5 seconds off the back of the only G. They was obviously teammates for the Park Season 2 before we lost G. Phil's up in P5 in his McLaren, so Phil looking quite confident at the moment. Exactly same lap time as Emo Guy.
Yeah, with Emo Guy being a pro, and has Phil done a race on here before?
Not that I'm aware, no.
So that's good. Good for Phil getting on the pace of Emo Guy straight away.
It is going to be an interesting one to see here, as there's 8 minutes left of qualifying. Phil currently P5. Rabbit Joe up in 6th place. Now, Rabbit Joe has come under a bit of scrutiny over the past couple of weeks. I know they're fun races, but as competitive as still happen to be, he's come under a bit of scrutiny over his driving standards. So let's hope we can see a bit more from Rabbit Joe tonight, who's been promoted into the pro group. Sorry.
Sutty's off at turn 1.
Oh, Sutty's had an off, and he returns to the pit lane then, so he decided to pull that back.
There's another car off as well. That's Chris going backwards. Oh, he's gone. I think he's gone for the Grand Prix pit lane and realised it's not and it's the national pit lane.
Yep, so we are obviously using the older pit lane here, and Chris has taken the wrong pit exit, so well done, Chris. He's either dropped the pad and gone down the wrong pit road, or he's just not realised that we're using the other pit lane here. Smoky Devil, Fury and Daniel Francis not yet set a lap time. Dean set a time, is 2 seconds off the back of Welshie Don Production, so can he improve any as he goes around the rest of this track in a nice looking livery, I have to say. Don's in a similar one but purple in the McLaren.
Yeah, so that it's a nice looking livery. A lot of these cars out here tonight look quite nice as well.
Yeah, I have to say Keegs' Aston Martin's, Lucas Roth's Aston Martin's, I think it's a bit of a standout for me. But then I also have to take hats off to Emo Guy. I do like the chrome yellow on the McLaren over the matte yellow of Andy in his McLaren. Peaceful's in the chrome red. Although he's got red chrome alloys, and you can't really see them because the brake discs are glowing that much. You can't really see his red alloys, so good choice of the colour there for the rims. There is Phil. P4 now. He's gone quicker than Emo Guy, so that's interesting to see. Monkey Boy in the Bentley. What we're expecting from the Bentley tonight is, you see these other cars, they all look small, nice and nimble, good aerodynamics to them and stuff. The Bentley just looks a tank. And we've got 2 of them out there on the track.
Yeah, it looks like this massive beast around the track. You got these little so you got all these nimble sports cars, and then you just see this massive brute of the Bentley. But from what I've been looking at, the Bentley does look very quick in a straight line.
It does look very quick. He's just gone up to P5 as well as Monkey Boy, so good little lap time from him. We've got Rabbit Joe, who's currently 7th, couple of hundredths off the back of Emo Guy, towards the back of his lap. So let's see what he can do then for the remainder of this lap, as he's coming down out the final corner of Luffield. He's going to come into the pit, so he's not going to improve. Where's Mazda? He's just coming down behind Dean Wasaki then towards Club, I do believe.
Yeah, problem for Mazda is he's got quite a few cars around him. He's got Dean in front of him, and then he's got Sutty, and I think who's that behind him?
That's Dean and Daniel Francis just in front of him, as Dean moving over. Is that him moving out the way? Yeah, he moves out the way. So Mazda's got Daniel Francis now in front. But then has a bit of a clear road ahead of that. But just in front, actually, no, I say that, look at the track map, just in front of Daniel Francis, car number 69 is Phil. So, yeah, a bit of traffic. But he's coming towards the end of his lap, so if he's not caught it at the wrong place, could he improve maybe, do we reckon?
Yeah, so Daniel Francis might be able to help him here if he's... Well, no, he's too far back to get a slipstream, but I don't think Daniel Francis will get in the way of Maz's lap here. He's too far in front. Oh no, he's just saying that he's just gone a bit wide going into the last section.
Indeed he has, as he comes into Luffield corner now, which is pretty much the final corner. You've got that little right hand kink, but that's not really much of a corner. It is flat gap through there. And now what's Mazda going to do? He's dropped to 9th as Fury's gone up into 8th in his Bentley, and here goes Mazda down the straight, improves to P5, still 3.5 off the back of the only G at the moment. So Mazda needing to find a bit more time. Lucas Roth's just gone 11th. Two-time champ Gary's just coming through towards the Wellington straight now. What can he do in that GT3 Porsche in the red and white livery? Obviously Mr. Two-time himself. Admits himself.
Someone's just gone off at one of the corners. Can't remember what it's called. And they've gone back to the pits.
Obviously, Gary will be the first to admit he's not the biggest liverer of this game. Sat down in P12, but let's see what he can do.
Dear. I've just certainly won't want to live that one back.
Oh, what's Sutty done?
He's spun in the pit lane.
Oh, that's brilliant. Sutty will not want to live that one down as Gary crosses the line. No improvement for himself there. DJ Phil in his Mercedes. What can he do? The car 720 is Don. He's just in front of him. Down in P14 at the moment. 8.3 off the back of G. What can Don Productions do here then? Evening to Fury's granddad. 16 people watching the stream. Guys, hit that thumbs up button and like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. DJ Phil then. Don did improve a little bit. And DJ Phil comes across the line now. No improvement for himself. Car number 721, Dean Wasoki's coming towards what is turn 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's very deep and very wide. That's not going to help him improve his time at all. Peaceful Explosion, what can he do? Car number 11, he's about to cross the line. Can he improve on his time? No, he can't. Car number 69, Phil, what's he going to do here then in his orange McLaren? Any improvement? He improves a bit, and he's gone within 3/10 of Peaceful now. Next car number 15, Daniel Francis will be the next man to cross the line. Then him and Smoky Devil not yet set a time, and Smoky Devil still in the pits. For Daniel Francis here, what's he going to do?
Someone else had gone off at Beckett's, but they've now gone back to the pits.
So Daniel Francis goes above Dean Wasoki. Car number 1, that's Lucas Roth. He's going to cross the line. Any improvement for him? Goes up to P10. What can Dean Wasoki do? Can he improve? He'll get one last run at this qualifying session. Will Dean Wasoki. Car number 31, Gary 131 next. Can he improve any? He needs a good 0.8 of a second here to get in front of Sutty. He'll not live this one down if Sutty beats him on the wheel, Jamie.
No, Sutty will never let him live it down. I will have to say though, that Porsche sounds absolutely lovely round here. The car sounds of this game just sound brilliant.
Yeah, they really are fantastic on this game. As here comes Gary. Gary's going to pit.
That's Gary done then.
Yeah, Gary is not going to... Oh, as he hits the barrier coming into pit lane. Then car number 70 crosses the line. That's Fury up in P5. Then car number 4 of Mazda. What's he going to do? Can he improve on P6? He'll get one more run. No improvement this time, so he's really got to go for it next time out. Sutty Apex is going to cross the line. He doesn't improve either. Car number 720, that's Don Productions. He's calling it a day into the pits. 97 of Andy, 1.5 off the back of G. Can he improve here? No, he can't. No improvement for himself. Car number 6, that's DJ Phil. Is he going to improve any as he crosses the line? No, he doesn't. Monkey Boy, any improvements for him? No improvements at all for Monkey Boy then. Next up, Peaceful Explosion. What can he do then? He's got Rabbit Joe gaining on him at the minute. He's down into P9 now. And any improvements for Peaceful Explosion? No improvements. He's finished in qualifying. Rabbit Joe, what can he get on his last flying run? Any improvement on this time here? No improvement at all. Stays P9. Can Lucas Roth find about 1.5 seconds here to get above Rabbit Joe in the qualifying standings? Guys in the pit: G, Phil, Emo Guy, Gary, Don, Welshie, Daniel Francis, they're all done. Gary's just come out the pits. That maybe to test a few things, maybe just to tweak some bits for the setup for the long race we've got. But Keegs is going to cross the line. Any improvement on his time? He improves, but he's a 10th behind Rabbit Joe and his Aston Martin. Next car to cross the line will be Dean Wasoki. So can Dean Wasoki get himself any closer to the cars in front or up the order at all? Crosses the line now. No improvement for himself. Car number 72 will be the next car to cross the line. That is Smoky Devil with Fury alongside him as well. Now Fury looks like he's got in front, so let's jump on board Fury first. Smoky Devil not yet set a time, so we'll start last. So let's see what he can do. Now, we're not sure if we're going to get Liam in. He's still currently away as Fury goes P4 in the end, so that's an improvement for him. Smoky Devil sets no lap time. Car number 12 of Sutty Apex rounding the final corner. Needs a second and a bit to go up. No improvement for him. Car number 97, Andy. Can he get within a second of G here? Let's have a look. Any improvement? He improves by a 10th. Car number 107. The last one to cross the line, that will be Monkey Boy. In fact, I think car 6 as well is on a fly. That's DJ Phil. Monkey Boy crosses the line and doesn't improve. So that will then be your driver lineup for this race. G takes pole from Andy, Peaceful, Fury, Phil, Monkey Boy, Mazda, P7. Work to do for Mazda down in P7. Then Emu Guy's 8th, Rabbit Joe's 9th, with Lucas Roth 10th, Sutty 11th, Gary 12th, DJ Phil 13th, Don 14th, Welshie in 50th place with Daniel Francis 16th, Dean 17th, and then 18th Smoky Devil. Don't know why it's saying 19th, but 18th is Smoky Devil. Hopefully the game doesn't do what it normally does and crashes on us. We can just get going into the race.
My game's already crashed.
Oh, there we go. So Jamie's game's crashed.
I've just loaded back in.
Just don't join at the moment. I've just heard a word. Don't join at the moment. Wait till all the cars are moving before we join back in. So we may miss the very start of the race, but we will get it to you as soon as possible. It's just the way Project Cars works on this platform. Yeah, on the PlayStation. Assetto Corsa, sorry, did I say Project Cars? It's just the way Assetto Corsa works on the PlayStation platform. We are waiting for the race. Definitely take third, says Michael Matthews. Might have wheel issue if I don't make the first corner. That's why. Gone all stiff, says Daniel Francis in the chat.
I'll have to commend G's lap there. 1:59.0. I was looking at the British GT times from last season, and the fastest time was just about 2 seconds quicker.
I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I am strong. Just
There we go, I'm in.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, we are live in the race. We did miss the race start, unfortunately. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, we are live in the race. We did miss the race start, unfortunately, but that is the way that ACC Fury on Peaceful are up to second and third, and he's dropped to P4 at the moment. Mazda's dropped all the way down to ninth, Fury already has a 1.6 second lead here. P4 at the moment. Mazda's dropped all the way down to ninth, and G already has a 1.6 second lead here. It's G from Peaceful. Fury's P3 is having a look at Peaceful at the minute in towards turn. It's G from Peaceful. Fury's P3 Fury's having a look at Peaceful at the minute towards the back end of the circuit. Peaceful defending his line too there, but this is the Fury as they come towards the Wellington straight. Andy's now going to have a look at attacking Fury from Fury as they come towards the Wellington straight. Andy's now going to have a look at attacking Fury. Gary's already up into 8.
Phil as well.
He's just been overtaken by Mazda.
Monkey Boys.
Lucas Roth. Gary's already up into 8. He's just been overtaken by Mazda. Here goes Sutty looking for a move towards Brooklyn's end on Gary possibly one. Does the Audi get it done? Here goes Sutty looking for a move towards Brooklyn's end on Gary 131. Does the Audi get it done? Gary's keeping it around the outside here, tight to the inside of Luffield. Is he going to get that one done on the Audi? Looking to stay tight to the inside of Luffield. Looks like the Porsche is going to get that one done on the Audi, so the guys can pit. Looks to be at the moment. Looks like the Porsche has got the legs. The pit lane is open, so the guys can pit from any time now. And look at this between Sutty and Gary here. Real good little battle at this moment in time, as we're seeing them really do some good stuff here.
Yeah, so
evening to E. McKizzle.
He's got the cut back.
Oh, he has. Gary's had a huge twitch.
Well.
Yeah, huge twitch for Gary there. Losing 2 places then. Rabbit Joe's down to off. Lucas Roth, drive-through penalty. Maybe for a false starting.
Daniel Francis and Dean are in the pits on the opening lap.
Now that's an interesting one. Why are they in the pits on the opening lap? Not sure. Maybe damage to the car. Dean looks like he's got a bit of a scrape on his body. So is Daniel on the rear. Now you have to change your tyres in this pitch. G though having a huge lead. In fact, does he have the lead? Because Andy's in front, so is Fury, and I'm not sure what's happened to Peaceful. Yeah, no, G's down to 3rd.
Fury and Andy are both through.
Now I know the game doesn't update until they hit the timing screens.
Oh, there's a bit of contact there between the two McLarens.
That's Emo Guy and Phil a bit further back. Now obviously the time screen doesn't update positions until they cross the timing screens. And I'll tell you what then, Sir G not leading this race anymore. It is being led by
Mazda's dropped down to 16th, so what's happened to him?
Wow, Mazda P16 then. He's had an absolute shocking start to this race. He's now on the back of DJ Phil. He's looking to make a move in towards Cops. Can't get it done then. As they come through the timing screens now, the timing board updates. So it's Fury from Andy G. Peaceful. Phil's in 5th. Monkey Boy's got up in 6th. Emo Guy's down 7th. Don's up to 8th. Gary's back out of Sutty in P9. Sutty's down in 10th. Lucas Roth with a drive-through's P11. Smokey Devil up to 12th. From Welshie 13th. DJ Phil's 14th. No, Rabbit Joe's 14th. He's just got past DJ Phil. Mazda's now in 16th place. Daniel Francis P17 with Dean in 18th place. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do. And Fury in for his pit stop. Was that Dean, I think, just losing the rear of the car? But he's managed to keep it going. So if he's had a spin. But they've got to complete their pit stops. And as you can see, Daniel Francis and Dean Wisaki haven't completed the mandatory stop here. So it's interesting to see what these guys are going to do. Guys, 15 people watching the stream, 2 likes. Let's hit that thumbs up button and smash 20 likes on this stream as G is hassling the back of Andy here. Lucas Roth is in for his drive-through penalty.
Yeah, G is all over Andy like a cheap suit here.
He really is. Rabbit Joe is into the pits as well. Now Fury hasn't completed his pit requirements. Has he still got to pit then? Fury hasn't met the pit requirement, so he's still got the pit stop next to his name. He's dropped all the way to behind DJ Phil Green. And the drive-through cleared from race control for car number 1. That is Roth as I unplug my headset again. I keep catching my headset and unplugging that one. So Lucas Roth has cleared his drive-through. Rabbit Joe is in the pits. What do you see there, Jamie?
I think my game's lagging a bit.
Alright, okay. As Andy then...
I was then thinking what was going on, but I think it's just my game lagging.
Emo Guy all over the back of Monkey Boy now. The tank of the Bentley as Emo Guy's looking for a move up the inside. An hour and a half race here, so you don't want to make too many early moves. It's a long race, this one, and Mazda's got back up to P11 already.
Yeah, but say with Mazda being down there, he's got to make the moves, because if, with it being an hour and a half race, Andy and G, I mean, they're already gone up the road, but if Mazda doesn't make those moves, then they'll be even further gone up the road.
Yeah, it is an interesting one, this, for Mazda.
Trying it round the outside of Andy.
Joe's pitted as well and has come out P17 here, but hasn't completed his mandatory pit stop. So interesting to see. Dean has got no one, in fact he's ahead of Rabbit Joe, he's got no one around him at the moment, and G is still hassling the back of the McLaren of Andy then. Now an hour and a half, Jamie, here. Early moves are important, but the longevity of this race means that you've not got to do it straight away.
No, say with it being an hour and a half as G goes around the outside, but he's gone wide at Cops, so he'll have to give the place back. Yeah, so with it being an hour and a half, you don't need to force the issue straight away. You can sit behind them and preserve your tyres and look at the bigger picture, because say you don't want to push too hard in the opening laps because you have to do quite a long stint on these tyres.
Indeed you do then, as you've got to make sure that you are well prepared for what you've got to do. Is G's pulling out side by side towards Andy, up towards Stowe corner, and he still tucks in behind. Peaceful's third still. He's got Phil going around the outside of him at Stowe, and the McLaren's looking good here. Quite a few McLarens up the top sharp end of the grid, and Phil looks like he's going to get that move done. We've not seen Phil up there as much.
G's got the cut back, and he's hanging it around the outside.
Yeah, he's very wide, very wide. Oh, he's got the move done. Oh, now
kept it.
Will he have to return that position? Peaceful's got back ahead of Phil, and Emo Guy's looking racy as well. These three are in the background. Phil, we've seen have a lot of bad luck in races here, but for him here, he's having quite a good race at the moment. As Sutty, a bit of a wiggle as he clouted the sausage curve.
He ran the outside again. He's gone for the move. Oh, is there contact there?
Emo Guy's got past Phil, as I was saying, all that, and G's making the move on Andy. Didn't get to see the G move, but we saw Emo Guy pass Phil then up into P4, and Peaceful Explosion here P3 with that McLaren, the 666 McLaren of Emo Guy on the back of him, looking quite racy here. But different strategies could mean different things. Emo Guy could be lighter on fuel than these cars in front of him. As we see Monkey Boy trying to get on the back of Phil as well. The big green Bentley then, as here goes Emo Guy up the inside out of Luffield on Peaceful Explosion. He's going to have the inside line going into Cop's corner, and Peaceful here. No, he's tucked it back inside Peaceful, so the grunt and power of the Mercedes has managed to keep Peaceful ahead. But Emo Guy looks like he's got a good cutback done through Cops and towards Maggots and Beckett. There you go, Emo Guy has the move done now into Maggots and Beckett's. Peaceful, like he got a bit of a twitch on there, and now he's dropped well behind Emo Guy here then, dropping down the order. Sutty still ahead of Gary. Gary's up into 9th place. Oh, I tell you what, Gary is well off. Where's that? That's Cop's corner. Gary's lost out to Fury, then a Mazda still down in P11, not making the moves, Jamie, that we thought he'd make. I don't think we've got Jamie there at the moment, so we'll come back to Jamie a bit later in this race. Car 721's 4.5 seconds off the back of Daniel Francis. Is he going to be able to keep gain that gap and catch back up to Daniel Francis? Rabbit Joe has pitted, but has still got to do his pit stop as well. JR Sim Racing, let's go Emo Guy in the chat. He's up to P3 now as he hunts down Andy back in front of G. Look at the battle just behind as well. Phil, Monkey Boy, Phil, Peaceful Explosion and Monkey Boy, as Master's now up to P11. Phil here driving a very, very good race. I don't know if we've got Jamie there at the moment. So Phil then still defending from Emo Guy and Monkey Boy at the moment. Don's up into 7th place. Good little drive for Don at the moment. Sutty's P8, 3 seconds ahead of Fury. Fury's down in the Bentley just there. Gary starting to drop a bit of pace to Fury here. Car number 4 is off. That is Mazda, who's had a big moment. And that is Smoky Devil going past, and Keegs, and potentially Welshie. No, I don't think Welshie's got past. Mazda may look back up the inside of Keegs, but Mazda here not having the race he'd have wanted at all. So Mazda dropping to P14 then. Dean is gaining on the back of Daniel Francis. He's within 1.8 seconds now of Daniel Francis. Rabbit Joe is 14.9 behind. We still don't have Jamie with us in the commentary box at the moment. He's stepped away. But for Dean Wasocki so far, P17, Rabbit Joe P18, Smoky Devil here has got Keegs within a second. Keegs has got Mazda not far behind him as well, and Mazda is going to dive into the pit lane here then. So what is Mazda going to do then? G leads from Andy and Emo Guy, so it's a motive 1, 2, 3 at the moment. But for Mazda, he's coming into the pit. 17 people watching the stream. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get as many likes on the video as we can. We're going to get Liam in on commentary as well, because he's not being able to race tonight. He's had other commitments that he's meant he's not able to get back in time. But Mazda's pitting here then. Now, this should, I reckon, put him towards the back of the pack here. Car 15, Daniel Francis has had a moment. He's had an off. He's towards the back of the pack. So Dean's gone up to P16. Now Mazda in the pits. Now, will he get his tyres changed now, or is he going to wait till a little later in the race? Let's wait and see. Then Welshie trying to get on the back of Keegs. Emo closing on Andy, says JR in the chat, so he can see the gaps. He's not closing on G and Andy. He's ahead of G and Andy, JR. So Emo Guy leading this race. G and Andy obviously tripping up each other a little bit, but Emo Guy leads. Phil is catching them as well. What has happened to Peaceful? He's dropped well behind Phil and Monkey Boy, but G and Andy must have tripped up each other a little bit then, because Emo Guy's not just caught him, he's gone ahead. And now they've got Phil catching them as well. And Emo Guy at the moment leads this race in his yellow McLaren, his shiny yellow McLaren. And what can the only G do here in this one? Mazda still in the pits. Is going to be a lap down, as Daniel Francis pits as well. Now Mazda has completed his mandatory pit stop, so yes, he may go a lap down on certain drivers. He will, though, get that lap back surely, but that is not what Mazda wanted. Obviously, if you didn't watch last night, Mazda took the first race of the Triple Crown, and we'll be with you live next week for the Daytona 500, in which Mazda will be going for the second part of the Triple Crown before our 24-hour event, as Emo Guy then is trying to fend off G here. And G, 3 McLarens in the top 4. Very good start to this. Here goes the only G, looking to make a move on Emo Guy. He's going to have to go the outside of Stowe, and that one isn't going to work. We've had a retirement from the race. We've lost Daniel Francis from the race, so what a shame that Daniel Francis isn't able to finish. He can get back into the session if he wants to, but we have lost Daniel Francis from the session. G and Andy, though, and Emo Guy all battling each other hard. They're allowing Phil to catch in the background. Nice to see Phil so far up the standings here, but it's the bright yellow, the shiny yellow of Emo Guy in the McLaren leading this one from G as we go on to the 6th lap of this race. No, we don't go on to the 6th lap. That's the new start line. We use the old start line here. We're halfway through the 6th lap of this race, and we've lost Mazda as well. Mazda has retired from the race, so I wonder why Mazda has retired there then. Not the way Mazda would have wanted to bow out of that one. Sure, Mazda will not be pleased at the fact he's not been able to finish this race. And again, he can get back in, and we'll have to see what is happening here. So Dean will then get 50. Dean is 15th place at the moment. Rabbit Joe 16th. We've already lost 2 drivers, and Mazda retiring from the race. But battle at the front. Emo Guy from Andy, who's ahead of GG, getting a bit of a slide coming through Brooklands into Luffield there then, and he could have Phil on the back of him very shortly here. Here goes Phil having a look. He's going to try fancy his chances here. Monkey Boy's a further 3.8 back. G's having a look on Andy again. Andy's got a bit defensive towards Klopp's corner as we start lap 7. He hasn't gone defensive. He's been overtaken by G. So G, good comeback against Andy there then. He's around him. Monkey Boy's P5. Peaceful 6th at the moment. Don's up to 7th. Fury 8th on a good charge in that Bentley at the minute. He's got Sutty behind him, with Gary a bit of the way behind Sutty Apex then DJ Phil, Smoky Devil, Lucas Roth struggling in the Aston Martin here. Emo gold, white, blue equals Run DJC race team colours, so that'll explain the team colours then. Representing Run DJC team colours. Struggled, wheels were locked left ever since, I said before, did as long as I could. That's a shame for Daniel. Daniel, if you are listening, you can get back into the race, but please do like the video as we go forward. Dean Wasaki's P15 with Rabbit Joe P16 at the minute. Joe not really catching Dean either. And can Dean close in on Welshie now? That'll be the challenge. But back to the front, the Run DJC team leading this one from the only G, from Andy, who's being caught by Phil slightly here. So Phil showing some good pace at the moment. Nice to see Phil up there. He's had a bit of unlucky at times in Simplay Season 2 especially. He had a bit of a better Season 1 than he did Season 2. So he's going to be looking to bounce back next season. Change of car, we do believe, for Team Run Flat Racing as well, so it'll be interesting to see what that car will be. Dean is 28.8 seconds behind Welshie, so that is one to keep an eye on throughout the race. Lucas Roth still behind Smokey Devil and DJ Phil. And we have got Mazda back in, so Mazda has rejoined the session here, and I reckon he's changed Mercedes' car. He's obviously on lap 1, he's going to be so many laps down, so he's not going to be in the mix really for this race, but Mr. The Only G takes the lead of this one as they head on to lap 8. And is leading the way over Emo Guy. Andy's dropped back a little bit now and has got Phil 1.6 behind him here, so can Phil gain on him? Let's keep our eyes on Emo Guy though at the moment when the cameraman picks him up. Here we go now, just panning round to them on the exit of Maggots and Beckett's. And Daniel France said he was whack-a-sacked on the first lap, at club on the first lap, so that will explain why Daniel Francis and Dean had to pit then. But for those people who don't know what whack-a-sacked means, it means punted off at turn 1 as Emo Guy really pushing on the back of the Only G. Don't forget the race is an hour and a half long, so they have got 1 hour 12 minutes left here, so they've got plenty of time to get this one done. Dan, and it sounds like you have got the PS button and it's plugged your wheel. Flick it to PS3, it will recalibrate them back to PS4 to reconnect. So basically, Dan, flick if you've got the G29, flick it to the PS3 button. I think I know what you're on about now. What I tend to do is unplug the USB stick, plug the USB stick back in, and it recalibrates for me that way. So if that's something that happens, maybe you could do a similar thing. As Emo Guy looking up this side. Oh, the Only G, very, very wide, has a bit of a wiggle there, and he's going to lose out to Andy as well. He did well to save that one, but definitely got a wiggle on, and that was lucky that he's not put it in a wall or anything there. So that is a shame for G, because he was looking quite good in this race, but I mean, he's still got plenty of time, still an hour and 11 minutes left to go. Hopefully I'll get my partner in crime back. Mazda's now leaving the pit, so Mazda is plenty of laps down here. Obviously not feeling the 2020 Merc. I do believe he bought the DLC to get the 2020 Merc. He's gone back into the 2015 one, but he is 4 laps. That's Daniel Francis, actually P17 as well, who's come back in the McLaren. So I don't know what Mazda is off the lead, but Daniel Francis is 4 laps down, I do believe, off the leader, it's saying. So we'll have to wait and see and find out what the situation is there. Dean Wysocki, is he closing in on car number 22, Welshie? I'm not quite sure. He's got a huge gap back to Lucas Roth, who's all over the back of Smokey Devil at the moment. In the Aston Martin, only Aston Martin on the grid, so sweet and sour. So Lucas Roth doing absolute bits at the moment, trying to get on the back of what is DJ Phil now. Smokey Devil had already passed him. So let's see what Keegs can do. It's going to be very interesting to see here what these guys can do with such a long race left. Lucas Roth then still on the back of DJ Phil Green. Gary 131, Mr. 2 times. He's 5 seconds off the back of Sooty Apex here. 16 people still watching. 3 lights, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. We may have to take a mid-session break as the game normally freezes mid-race, so we may have to take a mid-session break and come back live, but we'll be bringing it live to you as soon as possible. Controls locked for a period of time. That's why Mazda took a while to get out. Mazda's 8 laps down. Daniel Francis 3 laps down apparently. Mazda's now only showing us 7 laps down as he crosses the line. So Daniel Francis 3 laps down, or 4 laps down now on Rabbit Joe, who's just crossed the line. Mazda's 8 laps down on Rabbit Joe. And Mazda started from lap 1. It looks like it's recounted Daniel Francis's laps here. Emo Guy still leading. G's back up into second. Andy still trying to keep with him, although he looked like he had a bit of a twitch. Phil on the back of Andy. In fact, Phil looks like he's got a run on Andy here towards Maggots and Beckett. He'll be brave to get the move done. Andy backs out of that one then and keeps the car going, but Phil now moving into a podium position here. Give him hell, Emo, as JR says babies woke up, got a run indeed. Best of luck, JR. Hope to see you back a little later on. Emo Guy and G side by side then, as Andy as well is looking to make a move on Phil here. And G retakes the lead of this race. And onto the brakes goes Emo Guy. Looks for the cutback, but G gets it parked on the apex beautifully there and gets it stopped just in time. A flash of the lights there from Emo Guy to say to G that he's coming. These are about to put a lap on Rabbit Joe as Emo Guy sends one up the inside in towards Club and gets that move done. So great job there from DJ Phil. From Emo Guy. Oh, and there's G, who's had a spin. The only G has had a big spin and he's well off. And if that's damaged that car, that could be a lengthy pit stop here then. But G has gone off. And Emo Guy leads the race from Phil. Andy's third. Monkey Boy is up to P4 and Peaceful has got past his ex-teammate up into P5 then. So G dropping down to P6 here at the moment. That'll obviously redo itself when they cross the timing screens. There goes Emo Guy, Phil, Andy. Monkey Boy will be the next to cross the timing screens. Then it'll be Peaceful Explosion. And then the only G down in 6th place. Don 7th. He's a bit off the back. Fury catching Don at this moment in time. Sutty's 25 seconds behind Fury here then. He's still pulling away from Gary a little bit, who's 7 seconds clear of Smoky Devil. Lucas Roth has got past DJ Phil. But DJ Phil still keeps pressuring him. Welshie in a little mind of his own, coming through Maggots and Beckett's in the Jensen Button liveried McLaren then. Dean Wasocki 21 seconds behind him. He's being unlapped by Mazda, and I think Jamie is back with us in the commentary box.
Yeah, sorry.
Indeed you are. No, you've missed a lot. Mazda and Daniel Francis disconnected. Daniel Francis's wheel has locked, so Daniel Francis has come back in. He's 5 laps down, and Mazda is 9 laps down on the leaders here. But it's changed, crucially, to the 2015 Mercedes-Benz. Now, it's a good job this is a fun race, because we wouldn't normally allow that if that was a league race.
No, if that was a league race and Maz had done that, then he'd be on the naughty step.
Yeah, he'd be disqualified from the session. We're going to get Liam in the commentary box with us when he's able to get home. He's not able to make it for this race, unfortunately. But you also missed G just a moment ago, having a huge spin. Andy's got back ahead.
I managed to see G just coming back onto the track.
There we go then. Andy's got back ahead of Phil. Monkey Boy has just lapped Daniel Francis. Peaceful still ahead of G, as Joe staying well out the way. And obviously Joe, after a few bad results of driving standards recently, P16. And it's going to be interesting to see what Mazda can do in an hour and 6 minutes here, Jamie, as it's going to be interesting to see how close he can get to the cars around him. Smoky Devil
Phil,
in the pits.
Phil's having a go at Andy.
DJ Phil as well in the pits. Now, to complete the mandatory pit stop, you've got to change tyres. So let's see what these two will do. Let's see if these two will be able to get that back done. Phil, looking very racy. It's McLaren 1, 2, 3, Jamie. Are you able to take control of the commentary while I just go to the toilet?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so some McLaren 1, 2, 3, so that's definitely showing how powerful the McLaren is around here. Then you've got Monkey Boy in 4th in the beast of the Bentley, and then G, after making a massive mistake, he's now got back past Peaceful Explosion, is now trying to hunt down the others in front of him. Got Peaceful in 6th, just keeping on the back of his former teammate, doing pretty well considering I think this is his first race on ACC. Fury just a few seconds back of him in the Bentley as well. I think that's Daniel Francis just in the middle of him. Then Don just coming round the final corner, and Don is all on his own here. Got Sutty 19 seconds behind, and I think he's DJ Phil has just got a stop go penalty. Stop go penalty, 30 seconds. But he has now completed his pit stop, the orange icon has now gone green. Then you've got Sutty Apex in 9th. He's Sutty Apex in 9th. A long way off the back of Dom Productions. But crucially for him, he's in front of Gary, so there'll be some bragging rights for Sutty there.
Oh! I am back.
Happened?
Dean has gone so deep into the corner that he's caught the side of Phil, and that has sent Phil so wide. Potential damage to Phil's car as well.
There's a lot of damage on the front of Phil's car.
He was up into second, I believe. He got past Andy, and I think Andy's got past. Monkey Boy is under pressure from G. Dean ultimately has left the session.
As well.
Dean has left the session. I don't know why Dean's left the session. I wonder why that is. But yeah, I just seen DJ Phil stop go penalty. Did I miss anything else?
No, nothing else. Nothing else. I was just running through the grid order.
DJ Phil then has completed his mandatory stop at least, unlike Smokey Devil, who didn't get the mandatory stop completed, but has got a stop go penalty for 30 seconds. So that is crucial. Hi there. Are all these running setups, or are they default? Says Holty. They are all running setups. Unless they don't have one, then they'll be defaults themselves. But setups are available to them. So it's interesting to see the pace of certain cars out there. Phil, though, is now going to have G breathing down his neck anytime soon, as he's got past Monkey Boy, but took a huge hit.
Fury are in, and who's that?
Oh, stop go penalty for car 6. Oh, that's DJ Phil.
Yeah, that's just from that's just a reminder.
Yep, so he's got 2 laps to do it. Fury's in. Rabbit Joe as well is in. Now, will they complete the mandatory stop?
He's now coming to pass them both. He's all on his own, but I mean, he'll be happy that he's in front of Gary.
Yeah, he will. Bragging rights for sure there. Gary will be the first to admit that he's not a big lover of the game, though.
Sutty won't care whether he likes it or not, he'll still have beaten him.
A win's a win for Sutty, as Gary should pass Fury. Then Fury in the pits, long pit stop. The engines are off as DJ Phil Green has now got past Joe, but DJ Phil has got to crucially. Oh, Daniel Francis, huge moment.
Yeah.
That's at Stowe. He's gone straight on there.
Fury's now coming out, and he has completed his pit stop this time.
So
as
Fury,
Joe.
Rabbit Joe and Fury this time then completing their stops and come out. Joe will be happy with that. He's come out quite close to Fury there then, so could gain a bit of time on other people who's got to pit in this race. So that is job done for them too. But it's crucial to see what happens.
I don't know whether Phil's made another mistake because he's now dropped behind G and Monkey Boy.
Yeah, I reckon he could have some damage to the front of that car.
Yeah, so from the looks of it, there is some definite damage on the front of that car.
I'm hoping that's not real news, but I've just had a notification on Twitter and the Canadian Grand Prix has been cancelled.
I think that is true because I've seen all day.
Is that due to COVID?
No, that's due to financial.
Oh, but what a shame!
I believe F1 wanted the Canadian Grand Prix to pay $6 million, but they couldn't with no fans. I think there's talks in place of, I think it's Turkey going in place of it.
Oh, well, hopefully Canada comes back, because I am a personal fan of Canada. We did obviously Canada last night.
Oh, what on earth is Daniel Francis doing? He's weaving down the Wellington Straight and he's just crashed straight into Gary. Oh, and Gary's now lost it at coming into the final corner. Yeah. But I've just cut to that, seeing Daniel Francis kind of weaving out the track. I don't know whether he made a mistake. I mean, I don't know how you can make a mistake in a straight line.
Well, Gary's still going here, but yeah, that's not good for Gary. He was 20 seconds behind Sutty Apex here. But yeah, wow. Gary could have some big damage on the front of that Porsche. Let's hope people get back in. Guys, 17 people still watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's get this video to 20 likes as quick as possible. Let's try and get it beyond 20 likes tonight. It would be brilliant if we could, and hopefully we could, and it means we can grow as a channel and bring you more events like that, maybe even a season on ACC. That'll be interesting to see a season on the channel then. So DJ Phil is in the pits now, Jamie, for we do believe his stop-go penalty here.
Yep.
Now, Daniel Francis is coming into the pits as well, so he's got his tyre change to do. Mazda's still going.
He's in the wall. I think to be fair to Daniel, I know he wouldn't have done it on purpose, but it looks like his wheel is having problems because he's just going to the right.
Yeah, he did. So he's been saying in the chat that his wheel's been having a few problems. Mazda then 9 laps down on the leaders, but I mean we can't see lap times here, so it'll be interesting to see what Mazda's time and pace is.
Chris is in his his Rocket RJN livery.
It's going to be interesting to see what Chris can do in his pit stop. DJ Phil has done his his stop go penalty and has come out okay now, so DJ Phil well on his way. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Mazda's pace is here. With Daniel Francis struggling with wheel problems, can he get back on the pace of Mazda, and can he get back on the pace of the front runners?
Yeah, so if he can...
I don't think he's going to get same lap, but where will Mazda finish? I mean, that's going to be the main question, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's going to be the main question. I'd say possibly 14th, with Joe being two laps down. I reckon he could catch Joe.
Yeah. It is going to be an interesting one to see. The leaders are on lap 15, and Imo Guy has a 5-second lead over Andy, who's got 1.5 back to G. Monkey Boy is
all over the back of Monkey Boy again.
Yeah, he is. Peaceful's with him as well, just behind, 1.6 behind Phil. Monkey Boy's P4 here, and I'm sure Monkey Boy, Phil and Peaceful are text. Monkey Boy and Peaceful wasn't going to race. They'd never even played the game before this event, so they wasn't actually going to turn up tonight, but have, and it's a good... I bet they'll be pleased that they have 4th and 6th at the moment, Jamie.
Yeah, so I'd be very pleased if I was in that position, considering I'd never raced this game before. So yeah, even with, I know the people in front, they've all played a set of course quite a lot. So yeah, I'd be very happy with this. Indeed.
Sorry, Gary tried to move out the way, but was crabbing after the start. So there he was crabbing after the crash at Stowe when we saw him off at Stowe. No stability control, and I turned left and it snapped right, so that's why you saw him weaving like motion as well. Has completed his pit stop. We've lost Daniel Francis from the session, so we'll see if he can get back in. Rabbit Joe has moved ahead of Welshie, and Smoky Devil has just been lapped by Monkey Boy.
Yeah, so Smoky Devil's now in this battle pack.
Yeah, and Phil's just about to get past him as blue flags wave. Great jobs from the marshals here, and Phil's just dropped off the back. They lost a bit of time due to the traffic. So it's interesting to see here.
As well.
Has Peaceful passed him? Yeah, Peaceful's got through, so now this battle can resume. Don, P7. Don's kind of in his own little race here, 7th place. He's on the lead lap, but he's 33 seconds off the back of Peaceful Explosion, but he's still going, and it's great to see him still going out there. He's got no one pressuring him from behind. Sutty's way behind at the moment.
Yeah, he's a long way behind. So
Sutty's just coming to get back on the lead lap, isn't he?
Yeah, Don's just having a bit of a cruise.
Bit of a Sunday stroll.
Yes.
Gary has been passed by Fury, so Fury on a real charge since his pit stop. Don't forget, the first man to have completed his pits, as you can see on the screen there, the green dash on the screen meaning that his pit stop has been completed. The orange line with the 1 means that they've still got a pit and they've got to meet the 1 pit stop requirement. As we're getting a driver come back in the Honda,
Daniel
Francis coming back in the Honda. He says 1 more try in the chat. Nice looking Alpha Tower livery on the Honda as well. And Dean quit because
on Andy.
I've had a message from Dean Busocki saying that he hit Phil, that's why he quit. Gone in the bath, might be back on after. So Dean's season has been a season last year of making a mistake and quitting. He's done the same thing now. Surely he's not learning anything by quitting into a race.
No. Say again, I know it's only a fun event, but again, points mean prizes, and you have to finish the race to get points. So
yeah, exactly.
So if you don't, say Dean was learning the wheel last season, so the more laps you do, the more you learn. So it doesn't matter whether you're going to come last or not. It's all about learning.
About the experience. It's the experience and the learning curve of the race. Mazda's now P16, as he's obviously done a few laps in the time that Daniel Francis has been in and out. So Mazda's P16 now, should I say, not 13. But he's still got to do his pit stop here. Whereas DJ Phil, Welshie Rabbit Joe have all done theirs. Joe's up into 13th place now, so good stuff from Joe. Lucas Roth is into the pit lane, so where is Smoky Devil? He's just coming out to Maggots and Beckett, so I reckon Keegs, the Lucas Roth account, should get that one done. He's away, he's done his mandatory
Phil's up the
stop.
inside of Monkey Boy.
So
Going into
DJ
Stowe.
Phil, so Lucas Roth is away and able to go. Smoky Devil has passed Lucas Roth. I didn't think he would, but he has passed him according to the timing screens. That's probably because it's not updated. Here goes Phil then, the battle that Jamie was saying about, with Peaceful Explosion right on the back. The damage that Phil got obviously isn't too major from the incident with Dean Wisocki.
No, so it can't be too major, but I'd love to be in Peaceful's position right now, because he's probably got the popcorn out waiting for something to happen.
Fury, Don Productions is in the pits from P7, so this should allow Fury to maybe gain. Oh, Peaceful looked a bit wide there, and has lost a bit of time to Phil.
Just dropped off the back.
And the bonus for this Jamie, for these guys who's only, I know Chris undid the wrapper on the game last night. The bonus for these guys is they're every lap with an hour and a half race, they're learning. 53 minutes left into this, they're learning every time they do a lap.
Yeah, so every lap is different, because you're learning more about the track, you're learning more about the game, you're learning more about the car. So with every lap they're getting more and more confident.
Indeed they are. Don Productions has been passed by Sutty and Fury, and
Phil's now coming in.
Yeah, he's also been passed by Gary, and I think Smoky Devil, I'm not too sure, but Phil is coming in for his stop. Has to do a tyre change here, does Phil. So let's keep an eye on this one and see what Phil will do in terms of his tyre change. Emo Guy leads by 4.8 seconds from G. He was a further 2 seconds ahead of Andy. Monkey Boy's 14 seconds off the back of Andy at the moment. And Peaceful, now 2.5 off the back of Monkey Boy, but doesn't have Phil in his way, so we'll be able to keep at it then. Phil should get overtaken by Sutty, although Sutty's only just come onto the Wellington Straight, so we'll keep an eye on Phil at this moment in time to see where he comes out in relation to Sutty. This will be an interesting one to see. Now Mazda's still 8 laps down, Daniel Francis is 17 laps down because he's changed car again, so he's even more laps down now. So it looks like if you change car you lose a lap, you lose all your laps. If you come back in the same car you keep the laps you was on. Phil has Sutty coming through the final corner and Phil isn't away, so Sutty will get Phil then. I imagine Sutty should come out ahead of Fury, although Fury's at Luffield at the moment and Phil is still yet to be moving here. So Sutty cruises on by. Fury looks like he'll cruise on by. Sutty, Phil's away.
Phil's now on the move.
Phil's away and has completed his stop, but will be racing Fury at pit exit, I'd imagine. Fury sails past. Yeah, Fury then sailing past. So Phil dropping down the order a little bit.
Well.
That might be why then he came out well behind where he should have been, maybe in terms of track position. Gary, maybe with a bit of damage to that Porsche still going. Don's down in P10, Smoky Devil's 11th, still yet to pit, although we've seen him in the pits, he's just not met the minimum requirements. Mazda and Daniel Francis still to pit, although Daniel Francis off at Brooklands and Luffield in that Honda. Was he getting out of somebody's way? I'm not sure. He's got Welshie coming to him now with Monkey Boy.
Yeah, Phil's definitely repaired that damage, because that front bumper is now looking like it's just come out the paint shop.
Yeah, so clearly repair. Oh yeah, see that clearly repairs for Phil. Then that's maybe took him a bit longer than he wanted. He's 8 seconds back to Fury. What can he do in terms of catching him? Then the top 6 still to pit. So is Gary, Smoky Devil, Mazda, and Daniel Francis. As Daniel Francis is back in the pits. So is he in the pits to do his stop? We'll wait and see. But at the minute,
that looks so. And yep, Smoky
Devil's in.
Well.
Yeah, so Smoky Devil in to get ready to do his pit stop. Let's hope that he can get this one sorted right now. Mazda's unlapped himself from Gary, and that's Joe coming up to the back of Gary to unlap himself as well. Now Gary's damage seems to be hurting him a little bit here. Now, does Gary and Joe's Porsche look slightly different to me? No? Is that just the colour scheme that's throwing me here?
They do look like they do look a bit different, but yeah, so
yeah, hard to tell really.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell.
Hard to tell with Gary's plasters and sponsors, but Gary clearly has damage here as Joe is all over the back of him and he's looking to make the move in towards Brooklands. Unlapping himself here is Rabbit Joe, and towards Brooklands he goes now.
Just like Welshie.
Rabbit Joe still doesn't get the job done on Gary 131. These invisible mechanics are brilliant. They are, aren't they? I know me and Kelly have said before our Project Cars 2's mechanics are useless. Well, these ones don't even come out the garage here. Smokey Devil has got his pit stop completed. Daniel Francis didn't, so he's got to pit again. But Smokey Devil has completed his pit stop. Oh, he hasn't. Oh, huge off, yeah. Where's that? That's the Wellington Straight they're coming up to. So
just before the Wellington Straight.
Yeah, huge off. Andy's had a moment as well. He's down in P5. I didn't actually see that. G's come into the pits. Andy's P5. Just gone through club. Coming up towards Maggots and Beckett's then. Oh, poor Andy. What's happened to Andy then? Unless he's pitted. I didn't see him in the pits. But unless Andy has pitted, he's not completed his mandatory stop. Smokey Devil has.
Seen him in.
Smokey Devil's coming to the end of the pit lane now. Rabbit Joe has got past. Oh, Smokey Devil's just picked up a drive-through penalty. He's got to do in 3 laps. G then in the pits. What can G do? 17 people watching the stream. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. If you want to see more events like this, join us next week for the Daytona 500 part 2 of our Triple Crown series that we're running in the off-season this year. And join us as well on the 30th of April all the way through till the 1st of May for our 24-hour event round the Nordschleife. The Nordschleife combined as G leaves the pits now with his pit stop complete. Monkey Boy goes into P2, and I think, Peaceful as well has got past. Sooty didn't, so G will come out P4 here, but ultimately should regain P2, barring any disasters over these next couple of laps. We've lost Daniel Francis again, so shame then. 16 runners. Mazda 9 laps down on the leaders or on DJ Phil, I'm not sure. But if he's 9 laps down on DJ Phil, he could slowly make his way around, as Mazda is actually ahead of DJ Phil on track. And we've got that Bozzy Boy who's joined us in the commentary box. Couldn't get to race tonight, but nice of you to join us, Liam.
Yeah, well, I wanted to take part in some form of way, so this was the other way.
Yeah, you are a bit quiet, mate. I don't know if I'm going to up your microphone
sorry,
levels. We have lost Daniel Francis. I'll fill you in on what we've missed. We have lost Daniel Francis and Dean. Dean decided to get lapped by Phil and punt him off and then go in the bath and quit the race. In typical Dean fashion, he quit. Daniel Francis struggling with wheel problems. Fury's granddad saying keep it going, Fury. Fury having a great race, and Andy's in all the way down to P9 but in the pits here, so Andy is struggling out.
I think he's pushed those first few opening laps. He pushed his tyres a bit too hard, and now he's feeling the consequences.
Do you reckon that's the problem? Well, has that cost him the race win? And Andy to the very bottom of the garage, into the pit box he goes. He's got to change tyres, don't forget. G is now hunting Peaceful down, but Peaceful's coming in, and Peaceful's got some bad damage on the front of that car, it would seem. So Peaceful coming into the pits, about to lap Andy as well. So that shows you where Andy is at the moment. Don's down in 10th, but his cars in front that haven't pitted, he should be able to get past.
Yeah, that Peaceful's Merc, the front of Peaceful's Merc does look a bit crumpled.
It has seen better days here. And yeah, Liam, shame you couldn't race this one tonight, but what you have missed as well is Mazda's had problems. Lost a lap because I missed a part of the track because of a spin. Oh, that's why Andy is a lap down. So that's why it's put him down the order. So he hasn't pitted and we haven't missed him or anything. Lost a lap because he had a spin and missed part of the track. So it's put him a whole lap down, and he is now technically last of the lead lap.
I wonder if it's into the first few sections of what would be the Grand Prix loop. There's a yellow flag. Oh,
yellow flags.
Two people are joining.
Yep, 2 people are joining. That Bozzy Boy's joined. He's joined. Liam, if you leave the session, and I will text you the password for spectator mode.
Oh, right, okay, yep.
And Daniel Francis is back.
And Daniel Francis is back in the mode. Daniel Francis having wheel problems. As we are halfway through the race, and we are at 44 minutes and 56 seconds. So Andy then, last of the cars on the lead lap. He is just in front of Keegs by 6 seconds. Keegs on the lead lap. We do believe Rabbit Joe isn't, but we're not sure about that one fully. Smokey Devil's in for he's stopped. He's in for a drive-through, and he's stopped at his box as Emo Guy is in and Sooty Apex is in the pit. So Sooty now a lap down, and Emo Guy in for his mandatory stop, as is Sooty. Phil, has sailed past Sutty, so he's up P7 and is well away.
And the
Gary-
Bentley now leads.
Yes, the Bentley does now lead indeed, as he's just got past Emo Guy. So Monkey Boy in the lead of this race. The only G's only coming into Brooklands and Luffield at the moment, so it's going to be
Dean's
interesting
back
to
in.
see. Oh, we've got Dean back in as well, and so he's not lost all his laps. He is only now 10 laps off the lead car, but ultimately, I mean, has cost himself a few places there, because why he quit in the first place? He was still in the race. Smoky Devil's still on a drive-through, but he's still sat in his pit box. Not sure what that one's about. Sutty is away. Emo Guy. Oh, Sutty has got the power down a bit too quickly there and lost the rear of the car.
Yeah, G's got Emo Guy, but he's got
G.
Chris in. He's got Chris in front.
Yeah, G has got past Emo Guy.
Ooh,
Fury's at Luffield here, so
Chris
Fury's
Bell.
up to 4th. Phil, is Fury at Luffield? Yeah, Fury's at Luffield. Phil way back from Fury at the moment, but Monkey Boy leads this race. Gary still to pit, as is Mazda, Dean and Daniel Francis. Then they have to pit and change tyres. It won't let Dean go at the moment either, but he is
Chris
now
got-
a lap behind Mazda, so we are back up to the 18 runners that was there originally. Liam, are you in?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Smoky Devil still in the pits. He hasn't done his drive-through. He stopped for a pit, so he's got to do his drive-through still. DJ Phil is back in the pit lane again. That's an interesting one, as Daniel Francis is now away and has Span in the pit lane. Put the throttle down a bit too early. We saw Sutty do that a moment ago as well. Mazda is 6 laps down. Now, is that 6 laps down off the leader or 6 laps down off Smoky Devil? But either way, he could really make some gains on Smoky Devil and DJ Phil.
I think that is 6 laps down on Smoky Devil.
Darth in the chat, Team Fury doing fantastic. Is Fury in that Bentley? He is charging in that car right now.
As I think it was G was coming to lap Chris. Chris just got a bit squirrely over Maggots and Beckett's and had.
Oh,
just
Phil's
had to
in the
cut
pits
more.
again.
Oh, what's happened to Phil?
Oh, what has happened to Phil? Phil is in the pits again, as Dean Wazaki now is able to leave the pits then. Phil in the pits.
I wonder if he didn't put
enough fuel in.
Yeah.
What a shame, what a shame. Phil's race was going so well. It's now going even worse. Donna has got past him. Sutty's coming up to Brooklands and Luffield now. Sutty's got Andy gaining on him like mad. Andy obviously making a recovery drive here. But can Sutty get past Phil? Phil's still not yet away, as Sutty's on the exit of Luffield. Sutty looks like he's going to get back ahead of Phil. Phil's going to go a lap down on. In fact, he is a lap down on Monkey Boy. Phil is now away. And Sutty's just coming round the start line.
Oh, Emo Guy spun it. Cops.
Has he? Oh wow, he's had a huge. Yeah.
He's just got on the curb and spun it. And does this mean Fury? No, Fury's too far back. But Sutty and
Fury's coming into the pits.
I wonder if he's not put enough fuel in either.
I wonder if that is the case then, and what a shame, because Fury's been flying at the moment. This should now allow Peaceful back up into 4th place.
Smoky Devil's in to do his drive-through.
Yeah, he's in for his drive-through, so hopefully he drives straight through the pit lane. Welshie in again as well. He's had another car who didn't pit all the way. Smoky Devil's just got to do a drive-through. Fury now at his pit box. Where is Peaceful? Just coming through Luffield, so Peaceful should easily have Fury here. Keep going, says Bethany Duffin to Gary. Of course she does. You do it, not doing too bad. Gary's still yet to pit, Beth, so he's still got to make up a lot of ground here. Fury though still stationary.
There you go.
Drive through cleared for Smoky Devil.
And he drives straight into the pit wall.
Ah, poor Smoky Devil, not going his way today. Peaceful though passes Fury. Gary's in for his mandatory stop. Don Productions looks like he will get past Fury as well. He's flying down the main straight. Where is Andy? He's well behind. Leader in for his pit stop. Fury still stationary here. He's now away. Peaceful's through. Gary's into the pits. Don has got past as well. Andy away behind, but Fury then has got a lot of work to do. And Monkey Boy in. Drive through for car 70.
That's Fury.
Oh, Fury. He's had such a good race in this one, and he's picked up a drive through at the very end then of the pits.
Daniel Francis is off it.
Yeah, yellow flag for car 17 and car number 1. I think Keegs has had a moment as well.
Yeah, Keegs. Yeah, coming
towards the Wellington straight. The Aston Martin's had a massive moment. Daniel Francis, as blue flags wave in the Mercedes, being lapped by Fury then, who's now got to serve a drive-through. G leads this race. Now, Emo Guy's coming down the start straight. Should get Monkey Boy here. The one to watch is, where is Peaceful? in terms of gaining on Monkey Boy. He's just coming up the start of what would be the GP circuit here onto the Wellington Straight. Now, Gary's still in the pits as well. He's only just leaving the pits. He's repaired damage, it would seem. Monkey Boy's away, and Peaceful is nowhere near him. So the battle of Monkey Boy, Peaceful and Phil. Phil's down in P10, and when we say Phil's not got a lot of luck, this is what we mean by Phil's not got a lot of luck. He can have such a good race, it doesn't seem to go his way, but he's on the back of his teammate here for Run Flat Racing, and is that Sutty moving over to let Phil go? Phil, the far quicker driver in this on this night, with 38 minutes remaining in this session. Phil then doing the business. Up into P8 goes Phil. They're both ahead of Gary. Gary's come out P10, just ahead of Lucas Roth. Rabbit Joe's there. Mazda's, I think, only 2 laps off the back of Smoky Devil here, so he's done well.
Yeah, Maz has done well. He's just got the laps in and just hunted Smoky Devil down. I was going to say it helped with Smoky Devil's drive through, and then stopping in the pit lane when he was meta, taking his drive through. But yeah, Maz has put in quick, consistent laps just to catch up onto the back of him.
Yeah, he's done really well as Mazda at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see where he finishes. Fiore is coming in for his drive through, and he looked a bit quick in there again, so let's hope he's not picked up another drive-through, because he did look a bit quick. Now, Daniel Francis is in.
If he picked up another drive-through, he'd be disqualified.
Now, Andy is being blue flagged here, as G's going to put a lap on him. G leads this race by 1.5 seconds. Now, will Andy get past Fiore? I don't think he will. Go Fiore, says James Story. Evening to see another new face. Subscribe and like this video, guys. 20 people watching, only 5 likes. Let's hit that thumbs up one. Drive through cleared, and Andy's only just coming down the start line. So Andy doing Fiore P6 here. Don's up to 5th now because of that, so Don's done bits. We are still yet to see Mazda, Dean and Daniel Francis in to complete their stop. As Mazda's coming around, he's got his teammate for next season, Lucas Roth, or Keegs, when Keegs is back in his account, behind him to lap him. Keegs is chasing Mazda down, and Gary's on the back of Sutty Apex here. Now, is that full position? No, that's Monkey Boy, sorry, he's on the back of. Apologies.
Mazda's just behind as well.
Yeah, now Mazda to Smoky Devil. Smoky Devil's on the Wellington Straight. Car 12 has had a spin. Who's car 12? Oh, that's Sutty, who's had a moment coming through Maggots and Beckett's. It was a yellow flag waving.
Yep, he's now getting going.
Yeah, so that's not going to help him in terms of his chase down of Gary. Smoky Devil is 2 laps ahead of Mazda. Mazda's still got to pit here.
Oh, Monkey Boy's made a mistake. He's going really slowly.
Oh, what has happened to Monkey Boy?
Because of Gary and Mazda both just come through coming into Beckett's.
Yeah, that's a strange one there. He's 33 seconds ahead of Peaceful, though, so he's still got plenty of time here. Here's Monkey Boy. Watch Fiore in the rest of this race now. He's going to be one to watch. Liam, what do you make of the action so far?
Amazing.
Quite like the Merc, says
to watch as well.
Sorry, Liam. Daniel Francis says quite like the Merc. I'm looking to be teammate-less for next season. Well, teammates will probably be the way to go, Daniel, as he's completed his stop. Dean and Mazda are the only 2 to complete their stops, then, as Dean is about 4 laps behind Mazda then. And, you know, it's good to see Dean...
G's made a mistake. Emo goes back into the lead.
Oh, what has G done? Because he's not just back into the lead, he's 1.5 in the lead. Emo Guy flashing Andy. And is Andy playing dividends to Emo Guy here?
He's not really letting him through.
Andy wanting to race his own race here. Obviously, Andy and Emo Guy teammates in the class of 97 who had a really good back end of the season at season 2, and they look to challenge next season in season 3 on Project Cars 2. Guys,
Emo Guy is absolutely flashing lights.
Flashing like mad. 21.
Andy's not letting him through. Emo Guy. Oof. Yeah, he's not even letting him through that.
Yeah, this is getting a bit close for comfort. There'll be a few words said over in that party, I'd imagine. Guys, 21 people watching the video, please hit that thumbs up button so we can get as many likes on the video as possible to bring you more ACC events in the future. But here at the moment then, Emo Guy's got G now on the back of him, and Andy still playing devil's advocate here, really holding these 2 up. This could allow Monkey Boy to get back into the frame. He's only 2 seconds off the back. And now G is attacking Emo Guy, but G's going to be going around the outside, going into Stowe Corner. And they both got to trial around the outside of Andy. Oh, car 17, that's Daniel Francis, I believe. No, Daniel Francis, yeah, he's off. He's well off. We can't see him on screen at the moment.
Yeah, he's Yeah, he's just letting everyone come through.
Yep. Exit to the
G
pit
got-
lane he's at the minute. Daniel Francis lets people through.
G's got emo guy, but Andy's still not even letting G through.
Yeah, this is interesting to watch. Andy defending the line here. Does he feel that he should still be in this race here? Andy holding up Emo up. Indeed, he's holding G up as well as Emo guy. Had a bit of a wriggle there and didn't lose too much time. Andy playing devil's advocate here. And he's defending the line. Does he feel that this should be for the race lead? Well, I mean, it could have been until he had a spin. G looking up the inside of Andy now, but Andy seems to get on the power a bit better than G. G's now done well to get back on the power. G's managed to clear Andy. Andy's gone very, very wide, allowing Emo. Oh no, he's come back on in front of Emo guy here. So he's still trying to attack. And is he attacking G as Emo guy's looking to make a move?
I think that's Don off.
Oh, Emo guy! Oh no, I thought he was having a bit of a spin, but he's not. He's done all right.
Dean's in the wall.
Oh, Dean.
At left field.
Yeah, Dean's in the wall and he's stationary then, so he's moving, but that's forward into the wall even further. He needs to get that in reverse. Liam, a back mark holding the two leaders up. That's made it interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. He shouldn't be there.
Sorry, he's gone off as well.
Who has?
That he just went off left field.
Now his monkey boy has put a lap on him. Dean is still stuck in the wall, so he's probably just got to leave the car there and go in the bath more than likely. He's still trying to move it. Dean, that's forward. You need to get it in reverse. Yeah, sorry Liam, what was you saying?
He should be moving out the way, but it's definitely made it a lot more interesting.
Indeed it has. G is now 1.2 ahead of Emo guy, and Andy's warming what looks to be warming his tyres up there. This has allowed, guys, Phil to be within a couple of seconds of Andy here for position.
No, I think Phil's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Phil. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant Emo guy there.
No, Phil's for position on Andy.
Yeah, so Andy's holding the Emo guy up, but he's also holding himself up.
Now Dean's got the car out the wall, and he's kind of in a bit of a dangerous situation here. He's on the exit to Luffield. Dean needs to get that car moved here. Dean really needs to get that one out of the way. The yellow flags are waving, so the guys will be able to see the yellow flags. Yellow McLaren drink driving, says Chris in the chat. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button.
Well, who's that? Someone's gone off it. Someone went off it.
Don's in the pits. Has Don underfueled here? Because Don's coming into the pits then, guys. So Don currently in the pit lane to maybe refuel the tank. Emo guy, has he got past Andy? He has. And has. Well, now what's happened to G? Because Phil has also got past Andy then. G has now tucked in behind Emo guy, and here comes Phil to try and unlap himself on G and on. Oh wow! Phil didn't get that car stopped at all, and has really clattered into the side of Emo guy, and Andy gets back through on Phil. Now Phil is one of the nicest drivers I've ever met. He will have not meant to have done that one. Jamie, you obviously know Phil as well.
Oh, Daniel Francis.
Straight into the side of Dean.
Was that Dean still sat there?
Yeah, Dean's still sat there. Daniel Francis hit him, and then Emo guy has come out of Brooklands and just gone straight into the wall due to damage.
Oh yeah, Emo guy is in the pits now. Mazda's coming for him bandage stop. I don't know what Dean Wasaki is doing here. He's now reversing into the wall when he needs to get it in forward sportsmanship, says JR Sim Racing. We're going to come off Dean because I don't know what Dean is playing at. G now leads this race, but this will allow Monkey Boy he's taken second. Yeah, Master's in the pits. Monkey Boy's taken second. Peaceful's coming through Luffield, and Emo's pit stop could be a long one here that could give Emo guy P3.
Oh, someone's gone. I think, is that Smoky Devil? Someone's gone off it.
No, that's car number 17 again. That's Daniel Francis, who's parked at the side of the road. So Daniel Francis and Dean are really parked at the side of the road. Daniel Francis is gone. Hashtag sportsmanship, says JR.
Bad damage.
Well, okay, I don't care if Dean's got bad damage or not. Dean needs to get into the pits instead of keep reversing it into the wall. I don't know why he was parked on the track. It was a bit silly of Dean, really, but either way, that's what's happened. Emo guy still in the pits here.
So that you can't get it in gear.
Well, he needs to hurry up. Peaceful's past Emo guy. Fury's coming down the Wellington straight into the final two corners. He did not brake for that corner. Emo was taken out. I agree, JR. As nice a guy as Phil was, it didn't look like he braked into that corner. I'm doing what was Dean doing. I was wide to let a car through it inside, and he was just sitting there. Daniel, again, don't know. Dean had been sat there for a long time. So I'm not sure what that was. Again, JR, yeah, it didn't look like Phil had braked into the corner. What the hell, Phil says, emo guy in the chat. Again, Phil normally one of the nicer guys as well, but that was a strange, uncharacteristic move from Phil. Emo guy is now out the pits, and that is Fury for position. So Fury is going to take P4 here.
I think Andy has just done Dom Productions.
Dom looked like he went a bit wide.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah, I don't know whether Andy's made another mistake or something. I thought he was.
Now Dean's returned to the pits here. DJ Phil's in the pits again, so he's obviously not fueled the car for long enough. Monkey Boy second, Peaceful's third. Emo is now P5. He's behind Fury. And you have to say, Phil gave him one hell of a clout there. Not sure what that was all about. And I feel for Daniel Francis here, because he's had wheel problems all night that we know about in the chat. And Dean, to be parked on the side of the road like that is not what you want to see. Is poor racing.
Yeah, say Dean should have just, as soon as he felt he couldn't get it into gear, get it into the pits, and then try and sort the car out. Now
Mazda has made his mandatory stop. We've got 28 minutes left in this race, so Mazda here has got to make sure I don't think he's going to make up any places like we've predicted. He's there to unlap himself on Smoky Devil, look, but we'll see what he can do. Emo guy now trying to attack the back of Fury. Andy is still with G here, so he's still kind of, G's sort of all over the place, all over the back of him there. Don's trying to catch them up. Monkey Boy's now only 14 seconds behind G. I'm not sure what Andy's doing here.
I think G's made another mistake, because I'm pretty sure we saw him get past Andy.
Yeah, I thought we had as well. 23 people watching the stream. Guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you are new for more events like this on a Thursday night, or any other night really, to be fair, in the week. Join us live next week. Date to be confirmed. Keep your eyes out on the Facebook page for a date, as G is flashing Andy then for the Daytona 500, which I do believe Jamie and Liam are taking part in.
I should be.
Yep, so there we go.
Will you taking part in, if my internet holds up?
If his internet holds up. If not, you can always join me in the commentary box. I'll be pleased to have you. As Andy's
made a mistake.
Andy's gone very deep at Brooklyn's. Daniel Francis says, so yeah, I'm looking for a teammate, not Dean. And who can blame you after that little mistake there? I don't know what Dean was doing. And it's really poor sportsmanship at the end of the day. G has now lapped Andy again, and is now Andy's still trying to get past him. G going very defensive here, and in fact Andy's got back past, so I'm not sure what them two are doing. Monkey Boy leads this one from Monkey Boy is second in this one from Peaceful Explosion. Fury's up into fourth. Emo Guy still P5 behind him. Andy's sixth, but a lap down, or well, actually isn't a lap down. Don is seventh, he is a lap down. Lucas Roth is in P8. It was apparently 2 laps down, so Lucas Roth then has been lapped by Don as well, I'd imagine. That'll change to 1 lap now. It changes to 17 seconds, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but he's 17 seconds behind Don then. Sooty's in 9th, he's not far behind Keegs, with Gary 2.7 off the back of Sooty. Rabbit Joe, is he on the same lap as Gary 131? Let's take a look what his time. He's 7.8 off the back of Gary. Phil's all the way down in 12th now, so Phil's obviously been into the pits as well. He's down in 12th. Poor end to this race for Phil. Welshie, P13.
I think Gary's made a mistake. Oh no, Sutty's made a mistake.
No, Sutty's made the mistake.
Because Sutty was in front of Gary, and now he's behind.
So Gary now in front of Sutty Apex then.
Dean's back on the track and back on the grass.
Is not that yellow McLaren a back marker? It is Ransdorf. It is a back marker and isn't moving out the way. So not what you want to see. Smoky Devil is 4 laps down on the leaders. There's Mazda then. It's also a few laps down on Smoky Devil, but has passed Smoky Devil. So Mazda getting a bit closer to getting towards Smoky Devil then. But G, is he still behind Andy? We'll find out in just a moment. Yep, Andy's very wide. Andy keeps taking these wide lines. I'm not sure what Andy's trying to do here.
Chris is slow. Chris is doing the right thing and slowing down and letting them through.
Yeah, so Chris letting not just 1 but 2 leaders through, so he's a back marker to Andy as well. And G is really trying to get past Andy here, but just can't seem to do it. Fury still ahead of Emo Guy by a couple of seconds. It's a real shame for the drivers who put the time in. It is JR, the drivers who put the time in, and you know, like I've said before, Philly's not a guy to be taking people out like that, but it was an uncharacteristic move. Emo Guy's now 2 seconds behind Fury. He looks like he's made another mistake since then. Andy's P6 ahead. It's P7. But you're all right, JR. The guys who've put the time in for this race, it is a shame to see them have a bit of a horrible time due to other people on track. Dean Wasocki, the only man still to a pit stop, has had another mistake, and I think it's best if we stay off Dean for the rest of this race, to be honest with you, unless we see him in the background. Mazda's coming around to lap him. As briefing in my PlayStation remote just decided to disconnect.
Chris has just gone flying past both Andy and G, so I don't know what those two are doing.
No, I don't know what they're doing, because Monkey Boy's catching them here.
They're going really slowly, so I don't know I think G might... I don't know whether G's out of fuel or something, running low on fuel, because Monkey Boy has just caught right up to the back of him. Yeah,
and this is a shame to not see the racing being taken so seriously and to be taken quite poorly. If they're not out of fuel and they're taking the mick, then what a shame for the race. But if they're not, then interesting to see that things are happening here.
A little bit wide.
Yeah, Phil very wide. Sooty back in the pits, but Monkey Boy is now on the back of G, and G now seems to be up to racing speed.
Yeah, so G, if you listen, just drive normally. Don't slow down or nothing.
If you're going to win it by laps, win it by laps. We're not bothered how much you win by, sort of thing.
Yeah, don't take the mick here.
23 minutes left of this first race, and Monkey Boy is on the back of G, the Bentley on the back of the Mercedes. Peaceful Explosion's third. He's away behind, but he's not too far off the back. Emo Guy's 11 seconds off the back of Fury now, as Fury's just gone through Magnus Beckett's. Emo Guy is halfway around it.
Joe's all over the back of Gary.
Yeah, he is, and he's got past Sooty as well. Sooty's obviously been back in the pits. Joe ahead of Gary here, or on the back of Gary here. Actually, Joe's been one to be reprimanded already about driving standard in these fun events. You know, as much fun as they are, we still want the serious driving. And Joe here, has Gary got a bit of damage or something? Because Joe looks like he's breezing past. No, he doesn't. He's looking up the inside of Brooklands, but you don't take a tight line into Brooklands. You kind of take a wider line and hit the apex late, don't you, Jamie? And that seems to be the way to take the corner. And Gary stays in front for the time being. Sooty's a fair way back. He's only just coming around Stowe, as we have lost another driver from the race. And I can't tell you who it is. We've lost Don Productions. Oh, what a shame, because Don was running well. Yeah, Don was running really well there, so what a shame for Don. He was running really, really well, but not what he'd have wanted in this one. What a shame we've lost Don from the race. If he can quickly get back in, and he comes back in the McLaren, he will be ahead of pretty much Welshie above. But what a shame.
Chris is just being lapped by the leaders. Just getting right out of the way.
Daniel Francis wants to learn the game and keep out of the way at the same time. Yeah, that's all people want to do. Keep going, Fury, doing well, says Fury's mum. He's doing really well, Fury's mum, if you've just tuned in. He has been flying, but an unfortunate drive-through put an end to what could have been a good podium charge. Although I say that, you know, Peaceful Explosions... Oh, he's pretty much a lap in front, isn't he, Peaceful? No, that's the old start straight. So no, he's about half a lap in front of Fury. So Fury's still doing well, and there's still 20 minutes left in this race here as he's about to put a lap on Smokey Devil. Dean still has to pit and meet the pit requirements then. There's DJ Phil Green, P13. Sooty then is about to be lapped by G and Monkey Boy and Andy. And that will put an end to that one for Sooty Apex. And G going to... G's weaving all over the track. I don't know what G's doing here. Fury's granddad with a little thumbs up there as well. Yeah, I don't know what's going off here, but G just... I don't know if he's taking the mickey or things, but, you know, it's... You don't want to see it at the end of the day, do you? White flag being shown there. Not sure why the white flag was being shown, but either way, there's Sooty Apex. He's now behind Rabbit Joe, and Sooty's through Maggotts Beckett's. Joe's at Luffield, still on the back of Gary here. Now, Joe keeps a tight line into Luffield. That's not the way to go. Lucas Roth. Yeah, he's in the pit, so that'll give Joe and Gary an extra position. So maybe a fuel problem there, but here comes Joe. Look at his exit of Luffield then. He's going up the inside of Gary here. This for P9.
Yeah, I thought Keeks had retired then.
No, Joe doesn't get the move done. Obviously not brave enough to get the move done up the inside of Gary 131. There are 18 people still watching. 7 likes, guys. Hit the thumbs up button on that video. It really does mean a lot for the channel. Lucas Roth then in the pits, lost out to Gary and Rabbit Joe. Sutty's coming through. That is... Oh, what's happened?
Been a collision between Gary and Joe. Looks like Gary's had a bit of a twitch and gone into the side of Joe.
Yeah, Joe's going across Maggotts Beckett's now as Gary's been able to continue a bit quicker there. So Gary's fault, would you say, or just a racing incident?
I'd say racing incident. Looked like he had a bit of a twitch and lost control of the car.
Oh, unfortunately there for Joe, as Joe looked like he was going quite well. Sutty's on the Wellington straight. Keegh's still in the pit. So Sutty gets his foot down here. He could find his way past Lucas Roth. Phil gaining on the back of Sutty then. Welshie as well as Phil behind him, who's going to put a lap on him. It's whites when they're slow car on the track. I had it when I crawled back to the pits for the first time. After the whites is to say a slow car on the track. There we go then. Monkey Boy's now dropped off the back of G a little bit, and Andy has got past again. Was that Monkey Boy coming into the pits? He is.
Oh, so has he not got enough fuel then?
No, yeah, is he unfueled for the rest of this race? So Peaceful then, who's coming up to Brooklands and Luffield here, should take second place in this one. Oh, his internet messed up and kicked Ariel off. I've had a message from him.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that is a massive shame. That is a massive shame for Dom Productions, as he was going well here. Monkey Boy still in the pits. Peaceful is going to get through then here. And all these guys can learn a lot from this race. Peaceful then up into second. Fury, he's a bit too far back, but could, the longer Monkey Boy's in that pits, could gain a lot of time on Monkey Boy here into the final 17 minutes of the race. Where is Fury? He's just coming onto the Wellington straight. And Monkey Boy's still not going yet. Emo Guy is only coming through turn 1. That's Abbey. Oh, he's not. He's had a problem. He's off. So he's lost even more time then. And where is Andy? Andy is coming through towards the new start line then. As Peaceful Explosion second. Monkey Boy's still in the pits. Yeah, he's away. But Fury's coming through Luffield and we'll be up to speed here. So this will be close between the two Bentleys. Emo Guy's had a massive off and his race is going from bad to earth. Fury's coming in. Oh, wow. So Emo Guy might be able to get on the back of Fury. Andy could find another place here. Gary's still ahead of Joe, although Joe's having a look at him. They've got Mazda with them as well. And, you know, Mazda's quick. He's not going to be a back marker to these two. He'll be wanting to get past them, look, because he's going to go round the outside at Stowe Corner. But Fury now in the pits. Oh, poor Fury. So another pit stop and as well as a drive-through's kind of hampered his race. Can Emo Guy get past him? He's at Luffield now. So it looks like he's going to get past. He's coming down the start straight. Andy is at Brooklands and Luffield as well, so he's going to get through.
Who's that? I think
that's
DJ
car 6.
Phil.
DJ Phil. Yeah, he's stopped on pit road at the pit straight.
Parked up.
Oh, now that's a strange one. I don't. Okay, he's parked up the car.
I wonder if he's done the same thing as Dean and put it in reverse and hasn't been able to get it back in gear.
Potentially. What a shame though as well, because DJ Phil, very different to PC2, more physical. Pit's a bit weird, not always obvious when you're being lapped by multiple cars, says Daniel Francis. A lot better than Project Cars 2. Now, sorry, go on, Kelly. Jamie?
I was going to say, at least DJ Phil pulled off the...
He's gone back into the pits, and as DJ Phil, Smokey Devil...
Pulled to the side of the track. And
Smokey Devil is now on the same lap as DJ Phil as well, so he should... Because that's going to hold DJ Phil for a while in the pits. That will allow Smokey Devil to really maybe gain an extra place here. Emo Guy got past Fury, but Fury's right on the back of him. Andy's with them as well, so this a little battle.
And G's on the back as well.
Yeah, G's on the back to lap these two. But these two battling here now. What's Emo Guy's game going to be with Andy fighting for position now? He's had a wiggle and he's ran wide and then tries to rejoin. And he just sort of bounced off the Bentley there. Wow, Emo Guy has gone so far off. He seemed to just bounce off the Bentley like a rubber bullet. Rabbit Joe has got past Gary then. Now, I'm unsure if Gary's in the correct Porsche here, because his Porsche... I don't know, every time I flicked between these two side by side, their Porsches do look different.
There's two cars off it.
Oh, we've lost Emo Guy. Emo Guy's retired from the race.
There was another car off. I think Sutty was off at the first turn of the Grand Prix section. And
Oh no, that's
and
Andy.
And there was 2 cars off there, so I wonder if they've made contact.
Potentially so. Then Gary is 2 seconds behind Joe at the minute, and I just look at Joe's Porsche. Gary's his rear wing looks different to me. I don't know which Porsche Gary is in and which Porsche Joe is in, but clearly struggling is Gary. He says with the first one say he doesn't like the game. Lucas Roth is in the pits yet again here. Smokey Devil has got past DJ Phil. Be interesting to see where Master is in regards to DJ Phil, but Lucas Roth is going to surely lose out here to Phil for P8 and Sutty for P10 as well here. Lucas Roth clearly struggling in the Aston Martin. 17 people watching, still only 7 likes, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, it really does mean a lot for the channel. 14 minutes remaining in this race. And
Andy's now coming into the pits.
Oh, Andy's in the pits.
Probably to fix damage.
Now, Rabbit Joe and Gary here are coming down the Wellington Straight, so if Andy's repairing damage, Rabbit Joe could be P5 and Gary P6 here. Joe racing a good race tonight.
Yeah, Joe is racing a good race tonight. He's not getting involved in too many collisions and...
Oh, he's just gone wide.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Francis says, is Gary in the Super Cup Porsche, which seems to be a bit more of a sprinter than an endurance car. I wonder if that is Gary's problem at the moment. It is. He may be in the wrong Porsche, but they both get past Andy then. Where's Phil? He's nowhere near at the minute. He's been lapped by G.
Yeah.
What a shame to lose Emo Guy, because he looked quick as well tonight, but we got robbed of that race victory when he had the collision with Phil. Now Andy then has lost out to Rabbit Joe and Gary. Can Gary get back on the back of Rabbit Joe?
The Bentley, though. It was like the the Bentley was made out of some super strong material and just wouldn't let Emo Guy touch him.
Yeah, the Bentley it seems to bounce off the Bentley, didn't he? Gary then up to 6. Andy still in the pits, and Phil's now on the Wellington Straight. Sutty is coming towards the Wellington Straight as well, so it's interesting to see here that Andy's still not going yet. Peaceful still second. He's quite away behind G. G's coming to the end of the Wellington Straight as Peaceful's starting it. Monkey Boy is away behind Peaceful. Fury is quite away behind Monkey Boy. Rabbit Joe's well off of Monkey Boy then. He's pulled quite the gap to Gary as well. Look at them Porsches. Joe's rear wing seems a lot higher than Gary's. I wonder if Gary's in the wrong car.
Yeah. So
Andy's still in the pits. Here comes Phil though, Jamie. Sorry, what was you going to say?
I was going to say, to be fair, looking at it now, that does look a lot... although there's not much difference, that does look a lot like the Super Cup car.
Wonder if Gary's in the wrong car. Phil then gets ahead of Andy. Is Sutty going to get ahead of Andy? Yes, he is. Lucas Roth, he has got ahead of Andy as well. Welsh is a lap down, but Andy here is losing a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder, there'll be a question of how much damage has he got.
There will be a question of how much damage has he got. Is he refueling as well? DJ Phil here will want to keep going as quick as he can, because he's only about 2 laps ahead of Mazda now. He's coming down to the start line. Mazda is already ahead of Phil, but they've only got 11 minutes left, so it's going to be a long time for Mazda to get that one done. Andy has come out of the pits P9, so he's lost a lot of places there.
Yeah, it's not a night for Andy.
There's a good evening to Unorthodox in the chat. Nice to see Dan here with us. Shame Dan didn't want to take part in this event. Gee, you need fuel, says Dan. And that's an ongoing joke that G normally comments on Dan when Dan's racing, but it's good to see Dan get his own back on G there. As G does lead this race. Oh, he's made a mistake, and that, yeah, he's gone off. Fury's had a moment as well. Peaceful now, 16 seconds off the back of G. So it's interesting to see, is G struggling for tyres? I mean, obviously you've got to make sure the tyres last the distance, haven't you? And they've pitted 4 tyres.
Yeah, so I wonder he might have pushed the tyres too hard.
He's now behind Fury then.
Yeah, Peaceful's now within 10 seconds of him.
Yeah, Peaceful will be able to see him now. Monkey Boy is well off the back of both of them guys. Fury is behind Gigi's lapped him. Gary's got back ahead of Joe. No, he hasn't. Joe's 5th. Sorry, I skipped past Joe there. I thought Gary got back in front. But he hasn't.
Joe's now coming. No, Joe's just away in front of Gary.
He's pulled some time.
He has pulled some time. I reckon Gary's in the wrong car, which is why he's probably pulled some time, yeah?
Yeah, Monkey Boy has just driven around him like he's standing still.
Now then, what does Mazda do in this race? He's come back in, he's got some good laps under his belt. And we'll see what Mazda can do here. Liam, what's your thoughts on this race so far then?
Interesting. Yeah, very interesting. I want to watch more.
Dean has still got to pit 4 tyres here.
Ooh. Near. Phil just running a bit wide there.
Yeah.
Mate, it's Kelly's birthday on Friday, the big 50. Oh, tomorrow, the big 50. We'll be sure to send Kelly a massive happy birthday. Best way to tell if the two Porsche cars is the position of fuel cap. The Cup car has the cap in the middle, and the GT3 has it on the right-hand side of the hood. So that's the way you tell them to apart. So let's have a look at Joe's car when we can see Kaylee says, I can't say, come on, Jamie, tonight. No, you can't. You should have said it last night, although he was a bit poor. So Joe's is to the left, or is that to, no, that's to the right, sorry, left as you look at it, and Gary's, let's have a look. No, Gary's same position as Joe, so they are in the same car then.
Maybe it's the livery what they're using.
If Ian's watching, hopefully just clarify that up for me, now you've got to see them both. Hopefully that is the right position.
It might be that Gary's not using the setup.
Potentially, and if Gary's not, I mean, I know Gary says he doesn't really like the game, that's why he doesn't race it that much. Now, KLF 900 is getting old now. No, he's not. He's young at heart. And I'll tell you what we'll have to do for him, Dan, we'll have to buy him a Honda. I ain't got that kind of money. We'll buy him a toy Honda, and he can cherish it. We'll write Neil on the side. As Lucas Roth has just got past Sutty for position. So 39 laps in, 7.5 minutes remaining in this race. It's G from Peaceful Explosion. Monkey Boy is currently third with Fury P4 at this moment in time. And how far is Fury behind Monkey Boy? Oh, he's a fair way behind. Rabbit Joe is 5th with Gary into 6th. Phil is 7th place. Lucas Roth is now 8th. Now he's got past Sutty Apex. Andy is 10th. And going rather slow at the minute is Andy. Welshie's coming to the pits as Smoky Devil is P12. DJ Phil Green is 13th and Mazda P14 here. Now, can Mazda gain any more time over DJ Phil? DJ Phil is coming up to Luffield. Mazda is well down the Hangar Straight. Dean Wasocki, 15th and 14 laps down. And he's still got to pit for his mandatory pit stop to change the tyres. Otherwise, he'll get disqualified from the race. But, I mean, at the moment, it's good to see Dean back out on the track. Well, she's still in the pits. Now, Smoky Devil is coming down the Wellington Straight here. So let's see if Smoky Devil will be able to get past. Again, join us live next week for the Daytona 500 for the second part of the Triple Crown, and join us on the April the 30th all the way through to the 1st of May 9 PM start for the Sabine Smith Cancer Research 24-hour race around the Nürburgring combined, the Nordschleife combined, for charity for cancer research in honour of Sabine Schmitz, who sadly passed away due to cancer earlier this year. Evil Scotsman, aka Emo Guy, says, and the GT3 one has the curve in the middle of the spoiler, and the Cup has more of an angled down spoiler. You see, the spoiler was the one that was getting me, so Joe should have a bit more of a curve, which when you look at Joe's car now, the camera's panning round, yeah, I'd say has a bit of a curve, and Gary's just seems a bit lower. So I don't know if, again, Emo Guy, if you're watching, just tell us if Gary and Joe, I mean, again, actually looking at Gary's, it does look, I wonder if it is just the liveries that's throwing me off here.
I reckon it's just the livery.
Yeah, I think so myself, to be honest, Liam. Andy then still down in 10th place. Oh, he's across the grass there as he's back behind G again. As here is Welshie then back out the pits. Mazda's in the pit, so is he up for fuel then? So up for the 500, says Daniel Francis. Will setups be allowed? That will be discussed. We don't think so, but that will be discussed. Mazda in the pits, that kind of ruins his chances of getting to DJ Phil. He's clearly in for fuel. Dean has still got to pit, and his McLaren has seen better days at the front of that. But G now, Peaceful's ahead of, Monkey Boy pitted, didn't he? So
Yeah, he did.
With Monkey Boy pitting, that means that he's going to cross the line. How far is he behind Peaceful? It's not saying, so we don't really know. Peaceful is towards the other start line, so pretty much half a lap behind Peaceful Explosion. Then Fury, in terms of Monkey Boy again, about half a lap. Joe's got 15 seconds over Gary. Phil, who's a bit slow to let G through there, so he's obviously letting the leader through. Phil has Lucas Roth 20 seconds behind him. That's Dean who's struggling out the final corner as he gets lapped by Sooty Apex then. I think Emo Guy's wanting to come into the party, Jamie, if you want to try and get him in for a quick chat with Ian. G then, lap 43, just under 4 minutes remaining now. G leading this race like he has done pretty much on and off throughout the race. He's got Phil behind him with Andy as well just behind. Their lapped cars. Peaceful Explosion P2, so it's going to be a Merc 1-2, Bentley 3-4, Porsche 5-6, McLaren, Aston Martin, Audi, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes. Mazda here is still with only about 2 laps of DJ Phil Green, so he's still got a job to do, and we've got a drive-through for Andy. Car number 97 has got a drive-through penalty for corner cutting.
He's got a stop-go second.
Oh wow, a stop-go for 30 seconds for corner cutting, so Andy really now with a stop-go penalty. That's a shame, as we are joined by Ian. Ian, such a shame tonight, makes you had some great pace out there.
Yeah, I was actually really looking forward to having a great battle for once on a Assetto Corsa, but unfortunately somebody decided they would try and ruin that. But it's done. It's in the past. Let it go. Yeah.
Some great pace, some great battles with G and Andy early on, and Phil as well early on. As to be fair, one moment that kind of made me chuckle a bit. He was ran wide at the last corner of what is the Grand Prix track, and seemed to try to get back on circuit. Fury was up the inside. He just seemed to bounce off of Fury, as if he was just rubber.
Yeah, I was actually forced wide, so I was, and he saw that I was there, but clearly just didn't care and continued on where he was.
You had the pace in the McLaren. McLaren looks a favourable car on the track at the moment. Is it the car of your choice? And I mean, Andy here is still playing games with G here, holding G up a little bit. I'm not quite sure what Andy is doing, so we'll come off of that one then, and we'll jump on to Rabbit Joe and Gary. Let's see where they are. Yeah, the McLaren seems to have a lot of pace.
Yeah, it's the car that I've chosen to drive in Moab's GT3 League. It seems to be the most stable. I've always liked the GTR, but it's like in every other game, it's just a little bit too unstable regardless of what you do to it.
As the leader there from Race Direct, Race Control is on the final lap. Andy Slaz a stop-go penalty to serve. Dean has still got to pit for his mandatory stop. That is, he seems to be struggling. Then Mazda's not going to be able to make up the pace early doors, but G then is on the final lap of this race. Jamie, it's been an interesting one, hasn't it? Battles up and down and a few collisions here and there.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting one. Oh, G, bit wide over the corner. Yeah, so it's been a bit of an interesting one. A few people playing some games, but yeah, so it's been a very interesting race for our first race on Assetto Corsa, and so Peaceful and Monkey Boy are going to get a podium, and G's gonna get the win.
Yeah, a podium. Say they only took the wrapper off the game 2 nights ago, so I'm led to believe. So it's not bad going.
I think the reason Peaceful's going to get a podium is because Kelly's not here.
He probably is. Kelly's not here to put him off tonight, as G then is across the Grand Prix start line. Andy still deciding to warm the tyres up, not sure why. Dean's in the pits, so Dean then, if he completes his mandatory pit stop, would have completed all the requirements then, as he's on the final lap. He will probably get lapped by G, although it's over the finish line, so we'll get to finish the race. And here goes G.
Andy wants to be careful, because G was looking down the inside of him there, and if he takes G out and Peaceful wins...
Yeah, Peaceful's not a million miles away, is he? So
no,
Andy's going to want to make sure he doesn't want to take G out here.
Yeah, if he takes G out, if I was Andy, I'd run for the hills.
So the timer has expired then. We are at the final corner, lap 42, and the final lap of this race. Dean still in the pits at the moment, and G is going to come over to win the special event here at Simplay Motorsport, our first event on ACC. Thank you all for tuning in, but G is going to take the race win. Andy didn't complete his stop go penalty, so he gets a 60-second time penalty. I think that's not going to matter to him though. Peaceful Explosion, he would not have been expecting this one. He'd have taken a second place all day long, and he's going to cross the line to finish P2. What a drive from him. We got robbed of a P2 from Ian, I suppose, in the end. Red flag being waved there. Not quite sure who that's for, but Peaceful will finish second. Fury's crossed the line 4th. Phil's crossed the line 7th. Andy's crossed it 10th. Smoky Devil's crossed it in 12th. Dean didn't meet the pit stop requirements, so he will probably be disqualified from the race. We're just waiting for Monkey Boy to finish now. Sutty's crossed the line 9th. Lucas Roth in 8th. As we are waiting, the next driver to cross the line will actually be Rabbit Joe, who's done well for a P5, Liam.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good friend of yours.
Yeah.
He's going to come round then to finish P5, a couple of laps down on the leaders then. But a P5 nonetheless, good result for him. I'm sure he'll take a P5, give him some confidence going into the Pro next season in Season 3. Monkey Boy is going to cross the line for P3, sorry, Joe will get P5. Fury's granddad says Fury driver of the day. I kind of have to agree with that. Fury has had some great pace in this one. Gary will be next to cross the line. Will he? No, it's going to be... No. I'm not quite sure what number that is. Who's next to cross the line? It's Mazda. Mazda's going to cross the line next. Shame for Mazda in this one. Gary's going to cross the line P6. He'll take that one, no doubt. Next person will be DJ Phil.
Yep.
So come across the line. I think Phil thinks he's still racing here because he's on the back of Welsh. He has actually finished the race. So where the leaders have all kind of stopped, Phil is still going.
DJ Phil coming into the pits.
Is he? No, he's across the grass. Lucas Roth, I think, has been doing some donuts there, but we'll go back to DJ Phil. DJ Phil then crossing the line. Good result for him. He'll be pleased with that. Welsh crosses the line just behind him. And then one finisher who hasn't finished yet, who will probably get disqualified. Yeah, he'll probably get disqualified from this as well, due to the fact that he's not completed his mandatory stops.
Oh, he's over the grass anyway.
Questionable driving from Dean Musaki earlier in the race, parking it on the road. He's going to come down the start straights. Oh, and he clouts the wall, and he's going to finish it sideways. Yeah, he's finished it sideways. And it's come up saying Dean P17, Daniel P18. That's obviously not right. In fact, no, P17 is right. In fact, he didn't even beat On Productions, who disconnected from the session due to an internet problem. Emo Guy got 15th place after he finished a few laps down as well. But that's all for now. Jamie, any final words from yourself?
Yeah, say just a good night. Well, good night's racing. Congratulations to G, Peaceful, and Monkey Boy on that race.
Liam as well. Any final words from yourself?
Yeah, just well done to top 3. And also, thank you for letting me come in the commentary box with you.
Indeed, Ian. It was a shame to see you have your incident in the next one. We hope to see you back in the next ACC event we do, and hope to see you at the front of the grid again.
No, I hope so too.
That's it for Simplay Motorsport though tonight. Join us live next week. Again, details will be released on the Facebook page for the Daytona 500, the second part of the Triple Crown. But from all of us here at Simplay, take care and good night.
calling to say I I'm just calling to say I
say I